Hey guys, my name is January the Gosling, and today I thought I'd mention something very serious. It's a bit of a doozy, but bear with me. So, just so you know, what I'm going to be talking about is very serious. I do not condone any of this stuff, but I'm going to talk about my story as to what happened to me and why I left Christianity and why I'm no longer a Christian and all that stuff. So, just so you know, there is a trigger warning. And if you are easily sensitive to this, I recommend you do not listen to this and you do not, by any means, I recommend that you just don't listen to this because this is horrible what I've been through. So, for starters, let's get on with my story right now. So, it all started when I was like 15 years old. And I loved the idea of Hinduism. I loved the religion itself. I loved the music. I loved the culture. I love everything about it. However, the minute I told my grandma about it, she was yelling all these negative things to me, like, I hope you change your mind and how you're going to hell and all that stuff. And I remember how, in the end, she told me I should change my mind. She told me that to my face and told me horrible things to my face, like, you're going to hell, all that sorts of bullshit. However, one of the reasons, that's kind of like the basic reason, what I'm going to get into, like, why the reasons I left Christianity for the greater good. Number one is a little bit simple. I'm pretty sure we've all heard of this before. Homosexuality is a sin. I don't really agree with that teaching. That's kind of like the reason why, that's kind of one of the reasons why I left the church, and as to why I don't want to return back to the church. I just want to live in peace, and I don't want to live being told, like, what to do, that sort of thing. So, and I don't really agree with that teaching, and I personally believe that the word sin is just a code word for feelings, just to make sure that no one's feelings get hurt, predominantly God's feelings. So that's one of the reasons why I left the church, because I felt as though, like, they were glorifying hatred towards other people. And they're telling you that you're born differently and that we need to help you go to conversion therapy. And that's kind of like another thing, is that I don't really agree with conversion therapy. I believe it's a horrible form of abuse. And I think it's just horrible knowing that we would say this to gay people, and how we would tell them that they should just be ashamed of themselves for being who they want to be with and being who they love and loving who they want to love. That's why I decided to leave Christianity as well. Reason number two, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I don't care. I don't like the rule of purity culture. I don't like purity culture, to be honest. I think it's horrible. I will not be mentioning why I don't like purity culture, because I don't want to get demonetized. I don't want to get any form of backlash. I don't want to get into any of all that stuff. But it's horrible, in my opinion, where we would glorify purity culture. And I'm not going to go into any details. I don't want to go into that because like I said, I don't want to get deleted off of YouTube or whatever, even though I'm not going to be posting this on TikTok, but I'll be posting this on YouTube, so yeah. Number three is a little bit crazy, but it's make disciples of all nations. I don't really agree with that, to be honest. I believe everyone can live peacefully without having to be told what to do. I believe you can be who you want to be. You can embrace yourself all you want, as long as you're not hurting anyone. And I don't agree with converting people, like everyone, to a religion that not everyone's going to agree with. Yes, there are people that somewhat agree with that message, but personally, I don't agree with that message. And if I disagree with that message, according to the Christian worldview, I am ostracized, or I guess you'd say, told like all these horrible things, like you're going to hell, you should burn in fire, and all that stuff, and all these horrible things. And to me, that just sounds very abusive. Okay, that just sounds very abusive to me. Knowing that we would, like, affirm and coddle a God's feelings and basically essentially tell other people that they should be ashamed because they think differently. Number four, it's because I don't really agree with the concept of being told you were born in the wrong religion. I don't believe that anyone's born in the wrong religion. I believe you are born in whatever it is you're born in, whether you're born a different way or not. That's completely on you. I am not blaming you. I'm just saying that's that. Sorry. I personally don't believe that there is a right or wrong religion. However, I do believe that there is a right way to practice it, which is to be nice to everybody and respect one another and not hate one another. I believe that's the right way to live out religion, but the wrong way would be to hurt people physically, emotionally, mentally, in every way, shape, or form. Hurt people and tell people that they should go to hell or that they should conform to some social norm or whatever. As I don't really believe in social norms. I believe social norms are just a way to put people in uncomfortable situations and put people in situations that to them they don't agree with, and telling them that if they don't agree with this, they're bigots or whatever. And lastly is number 5. I might make a part 2, I might not, but bear with me. I know this is going to sound a little rocky, and I'm going to be talking about politics. I'm not going to talk about my political beliefs. I'm not talking about everyone who is, especially with this current election, I don't really care about it. However, one thing I do want to say is something very clear. I do not condone politics being with religion in any way, shape, or form. There you go. And I don't really agree that how do I say this? That religion should be placed into politics because a certain group of people feel coddled or feel a certain way or feel entitled to having their way with everybody just because they feel different or because they want to call everyone and tell everyone that they are inferior and all that stuff. So mainly it's because like I also said with the whole politics shit, I also believe since like politics is being talked about in churches, like with this election, with all that stuff coming up in the next few days or whatever, I don't care. I'm not really interested in politics. However, one thing I can say is that most, I'm not saying all, I'm not criticizing all churches, I'm criticizing some churches, okay? What I'm about to say is kind of crazy. Some churches, the churches that talk about stuff like politics and like the election and all that stuff, that is one of the reasons why as to why I left, because I didn't want to talk about politics and tell myself that I'm in the wrong political party when I don't really believe in politics. It's just not my thing. Politics just to me is just really stupid, and I think it's kind of annoying personally. But however, I would like to say this very clearly, how in the end I don't like politics, okay? I don't like talking about politics. I think politics is a stupid thing to talk about in church when you're supposed to be talking about God, like that's the whole point of church, just to worship God, not to talk about politics. But no, unfortunately, most churches, I'm not saying all, but most churches, if not some churches, have become a political breeding ground for politics to be talked about and all that stuff. And yeah. Not to mention, like I said, I was abused by my grandma by being told I'm going to hell and that all that stuff, and I don't really condone abuse by any means. However, if you are a ex-Muslim, ex-Hindu, ex-Christian, I love you very much. Just remember, I care about you very much, and I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be who they want to be and not be told that they are inferior. Thank you very much for listening to my story. Thank you.